no one at work or passing you on the street is going to know that you use something cheap. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And today I have my ultimate drugstore starter kit to share with y'all. So for people starting from scratch, I put together a collection of just 10 items that are affordable, and I have them all fitting in this little makeup bag here. And there was a time in my life where all of my makeup fit in here. I am wearing all of my picks to make my full look today, and so you can see what it looks like while I'm talking about them. And putting this together, like, I think my face looks great today, and it honestly makes me wonder why I have like so much makeup, because honestly, like, this was pretty good. So going through these products, I'm going to tell you the prices and then just a little bit about it. And the prices I'm going to be referring to are all Target prices, because Ulta's prices are pretty much consistently higher than you can find at Target or Walmart, except for 2 items which I only have at Ulta. My first item out of the 10 that I'm pulling out is a foundation, and I didn't include a primer because you can just use a moisturizer as a primer, and a lot of moisturizers nowadays even have dimethicone in it or different silicones, so you could use one of those. But for foundation, my pick is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation, and mine is in the shade 425, which is called Linen. I love this foundation. I choose this foundation over my Fenty foundation a lot, over my Too Faced foundations, because I love the texture and the finish of this. So the texture of this foundation is very liquid and it's quite runny and thin, which I love. The Fenty foundation also, the original soft matte foundation, also is that kind of texture, which I think makes it very easy to spread, and it's very easy to use a brush with it as well. The finish of this is not dewy, it's not greasy looking, it's very natural without being super matte, and it lasts a really long time. It has medium to full coverage. I think that this is just like the greatest that drugstore foundation innovation can get. To me, this is just like the height, the zenith, the peak of foundations, drugstore or not. And at Target, you can find this for $11.99. For my concealer pick, I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and mine is old. It has the old packaging, but they've since changed the packaging a little bit. It still has this little sponge at the top though. So the shade I use is Neutralizer, which is the most yellow toned one. And today I used it under my eyes and just a little bit on my cheeks. This is just supreme. It has great coverage, but is also very thin and breathable. I feel like my skin is not being like suffocated with this. And I really like the undertone of this. It's pretty yellow. It works well for me. I don't know what else to say. This is just, I love it. So it's at Target for $7.99. As you can see, I'm like almost done with this one. And as soon as I finish it, I'm going to pick up a new one because I can't imagine my life without it. I do have one powder because I believe we all need a powder, whether you're dry or oily. So the pick I have is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. And the thing I don't like about this powder is the packaging. As you can see, my cover is like cracked, it's like broken on the side, and it doesn't stay on. So when I put it in this bag, it actually came off and kind of scraped the powder inside. But nonetheless, the powder itself, I think is really great, very functional. It's only $3.99, and I think it does a great job at mattifying, but still keeping the skin look alive, and also making my foundation last longer. I pretty much talk about this every time I talk about a powder on my channel, so this probably isn't a surprise to those of y'all who have been watching me for a little bit. For bronzer, I think that when people think drugstore bronzer, the first bronzer they think of is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which, granted, I really enjoy. I've hit pan on it, like major pan, and I'll probably repurchase it one day. However, that's not my drugstore pick for today. My pick is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, and I have the shade Forever Sunkissed, which is the lightest shade. I love this bronzer, and it's like almost a third of the price of the Physicians Formula bronzer. So this bronzer is only $6, but I think that it is so easy to blend. It never patches. It is long lasting because it's primer infused. It has just a beautiful neutral undertone. It's not red, it's not orange, it's not gray. I picked this up by the recommendation of Andrea Montellano because she loves this bronzer. She's very picky about her bronzers. And this is probably the best e.l.f. product that I've ever picked up. And I really like e.l.f. I'm not saying that as someone who like doesn't like e.l.f. saying, oh, this is the best thing they have. I'm saying among a brand I like, this is my favorite. For blush, I have the most classic of classics, Milani Luminoso. Big surprise. This is a beautiful peachy tone blush with a little bit of a sheen. And the thing is, I've tried other Milani baked blushes, but I feel like Milani's Luminoso, the shimmer is like toned down a lot. Whereas I tried another one, it had like rose in the name, but that one had was super shimmery. It was pretty much a highlight, and I really didn't like it, how it emphasized every little thing on my cheek. So I'm talking about just Luminoso, the shade in particular. It matches my blanket like exactly. Hello? And this is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I think it looks really cute every time I wear it. It makes my cheeks look really plump and youthful. I just remembered that it actually has this mirror. I always forget there's a mirror under here. Yeah, not the most sleek packaging as everyone always says. So this is a peachy tone blush. It has those warm tones in it, which works well with my warm tone skin. But even if you have cool tones or a neutral undertone, I think that this will still look great on you because it adds a little bit of bronziness to the shadows of the cheeks. And I've talked about this before, but yeah, I think that this just has a lot of dimension without being too much. And at Target, this is $6.99. For highlighter, this is a pick that I was debating including this brand in this video because it's Essence and you can't find this at like Target or a CVS or anything. However, I really do enjoy this product more than like my Maybelline highlighter, for example, but this is actually cheaper and I like it better. So I decided to include it anyway. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but my pick is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter and it looks super unremarkable in the pan. It looks almost like a finishing powder, not like a highlighter, but the reason I picked this for a starter kit is because it is very hard to go overboard with this. I think it's really good for beginners because it gives you like a beautiful sheen here, but in the beginning, it can be really easy to go overboard with the highlighter because you just put it on the brush and like swipe it on and you're like, wow, if it's a very strong formula. This one I think is so beautiful because it's very natural looking. The depth of the tone is not like really icy or really light or white. And it's not like super opaque in terms of its pigment, so it works for a lot of different skin tones as well. And this is just a beautiful product, And this is $4.99 if you buy it at full price. Now for brows. I honestly don't think that you even need a brow pencil or a brow gel or a brow pomade, that you could just go in with a brown eyeshadow or whatever eyeshadow matches your hair color the best and just fill in the spots with that eyeshadow. However, I did include one brow pencil and that is the e.l.f. brow pencil. And I thought there's absolutely no reason to not include this because this is only $2 and it's been $2 for like a very long time and it works great. It works just as well as a lot of other brow pencils that I've used, like the Benefit Goof Proof and my ColourPop brow pencils. So starting out, if you're just starting to fill in your brows, this is a great place to start because you're not losing anything really by trying this. And even if you're not just starting, I think this is still a great product. Like I still use it. For eyeshadow, I included one little palette here, and it's one that y'all have been seeing a lot on my channel lately. I don't have a ton of affordable palettes that aren't ColourPop, but anyways, that's because I really like this formula and I have not really branched out to trying other drugstore formulas. So this is the Wet n Wild 10 Pan Color Icon eyeshadow palette, and this is in the shade My Glamour Squad. You can try this color variation. You can try Rosé in the Air, which is a dupe for Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. You can try Nude Awakening, which is just a very pretty neutral palette. This is a pretty warm neutral palette, and I think any of those will do you great. The reason I'm picking this is just because I had Rosé in the Air, but I gave it to a friend, and I just haven't bought Nude Awakening yet because I'm pretty happy with this one. This palette is just $4.99, and I think it works great. It doesn't give me any trouble blending. The shimmers are very classic shimmers. They're very smooth, not chunky or not glittery. I'm always happy with my look when I use this palette, just as happy as when I use the actual Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, this is a dupe for. If you have this palette, I also don't even think you need a brow pencil because I use this color for my brows a lot, or an eyeliner because it includes this black, which you can use to do a shadow liner. And honestly, using an eyeshadow as eyeliner is a lot easier for beginners anyways. I still do it because I think it's easier than using actual eyeliner. And I think this is a good pick for a foundational palette. And then you can just kind of base all your looks around this as you add other things to your collection if you do. So far, we've talked about 8 of the 10 products, so all I have left are a mascara and a lip product. So for my mascara, it is another one from Essence, and this is the Essence Lash Princess. It's very well reviewed by people who love makeup here on the beauty community, on the websites, and I mean, I don't know what to say. It's just really great. This is more of a lengthening mascara. It has this kind of straight wand, which is good for lengthening, and it has fibers in it, which extends your lashes. And I think that this is just a wonderful mascara. The reason why also I picked this Essence mascara over, say, L'Oreal Lash Paradise is because I think that this gives just a very natural, not natural because it does really work a lot for your lashes, but all of my lashes are very separated, not clumpy, lengthened, and so I think that for alternative drugstore mascaras, which are still good and can give you a lot of drama, this gives you the same thing with separation of the lashes. And it's also cheaper. It's $4.99, and I think that there's just nothing that can beat this. Now, last product I have is a lipstick, and this is from L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal Color Reach lipstick in the shade Glossy Fawn, and it's all I'm wearing on my lips right now. I'll put on a little bit more. And I love this because it's a lipstick with a glossy finish. So it eliminates the need to use a lipstick and then a lip gloss. So look at that finish. It's super pretty. It makes my lips look juicy. And I think if anything looks juicy, like if my cheeks look juicy, if my lips look juicy, it makes me feel very young and cute. That Glossy Fawn lipstick is one of my lips but better, like completely my exact lip color lipsticks. So it's just a staple for me. I'm almost done with it. I have used this much of the lipstick and I only have a little nub of it left. So this is also something that I think I will repurchase once I finish it, but maybe I won't because I have a lot of lipsticks right now. So this will run you $9.99, and those are all of my 10 products in my drugstore starter kit. I'm just going to run through them real quick again so you can see them once more. For foundation, I have the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation. Concealer, I picked the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. For powder, I have the Rimmel Stay Matte. For bronzer, blush, highlighter, I picked the e.l.f. bronzer, Milani's Luminoso, and the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. For brow pencil, I really recommend trying this $2 brow pencil from e.l.f. and eyeshadow palette, the Wet n Wild 10 pan palettes in whatever neutral color scheme you choose. And for mascara, the Essence Lash Princess, and for lipstick, the L'Oreal Color Reach Shine lipstick in Glossy Fawn. I honestly truly think that every single one of these picks perform just as well or better than their more expensive counterparts, except for maybe like an eyeshadow palette. I think that there is a difference a lot of times between luxury or high-end eyeshadow formulas and drugstore formulas. However, on the eyes, it'll look the same. No one at work or passing you on the street is going to know that you used something cheap. I am just as happy with this face as I would be if I used Fenty, Tarte, Kevyn Aucoin, Benefit, Anastasia Beverly Hills, etc., etc. Using cheap makeup doesn't mean that you're gonna look cheap. I think you'll look the same. Making videos like this really kind of centers me again in terms of my makeup collection and reminds me how I don't need excess and I don't need to add to that excess. And if my makeup life was just confined to here for everyday life, I would be happy. However, I also take into consideration that I am a content creator, and so I like to have a lot of different variety to pull from to talk about for my content. Anyways, I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed and were entertained. Remember that y'all are my treasure. Find the beauty in every day, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!